Before my time,
Is that
apparently. And there isn't a whole hell of a lot that's before my time, but I don't recall that. Coming to you somewhat live from the Beer to Whiskey Studios high atop Barley's Tap Room on Washington Street in magnificent downtown Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Russ Heaps and welcome to this episode of Big John in 5, where I get my good buddy here, Big John Richards, our beer whisperer around these parts, to pick a beer from one of Barley's 72 taps or 50, 60 cans and bottles. We sniff it, we sip it, we kibitz about it. John tells us a little bit about the brewery. Sometimes we get a little brewing history. And John, what do we have today?
We've got a fun little experiment for us. This is a beer from out of Washington, D.C. The brewery's called Bluejacket.
Never heard of it.
Neither had I.
Never heard of it. Are these guys legit?
I haven't been up that way since pre-COVID. I've got a brother that lives up there, so occasionally I get to find my way up around the area, and I've had a few beers from up there. This one was totally new to me. It's down the Navy Yard, or the Navy Stockyard, or Navy something. That's apparently somebody that everybody knows in DC. It's a neighborhood that used to be a Navy Yard of some kind. But they've got this big event space and a corporate chef and a big industrial looking brew house back there. I was just looking pictures of it up online, and looks like an interesting spot. I'm not sure what to make of it. Looks like they brew a really rotating set of beers, because they didn't even have a list of the beers that they make on their website. They just had the beers that they have today. So
Operated by ex-CIA agents.
Right? Yeah. I don't know, Bluejacket's maybe a code word for something. And it's, it was hard to find some pin down information on these guys. I couldn't find out, in a cursory search at least, when they were founded, how long they've been there. I could make a reservation or get next day delivery of the bottles that they had available today.
Let's see if they could pull that off
Right?
in South Carolina.
Yeah, that's what they were offering. Anyway, this is a Imperial milk stout that they brewed with cocoa nibs, vanilla, milk sugar, called Moonrider. It's a 10%er, so it's a big, hefty beer. And I took a sip of it before we started to make sure I could sit down and talk about it.
Well, you're doing all right so far.
Say nice things about them. But I'm looking forward to really spending a few minutes with it here with you and find out what you think of it too. It's a big, rich beer. It's plenty smooth with a lot of milk sugar.
Yeah.
You really, really taste the influence of the lactose in there. So I'm excited for you to try it.
Well, enough
Jabbering.
Enough of the shooting the shit.
All right.
We have beer to drink.
Yeah.
Text Miss Lily.
You can smell it, and it just smells like chocolate milk.
It does.
Yeah. A little bit of coffee in there, a little bit of dark roast coffee, but it mostly smells like cocoa and chocolate milk.
Big time chocolate.
Yeah. And I suspect this might age too well, because it's a little bit boozy right up front, but it's 10%. Yeah. I mean, it's smooth and real rich. It tastes like I've just eaten a coffee ice cream shake.
Yeah.
On the finish, I get that bitterness a little more than I do up front.
Yeah, I've got the coffee on the back of my tongue too.
Remember those old Arby's Jamocha milkshakes?
Before my time,
is that right?
apparently. And there isn't a whole hell of a lot that's before my time, but I don't recall that.
Yep, that was a highlight in my family, man. When we got to go to Arby's for Jamocha milkshakes, everybody in my family loved it. It was some sort of what I remember is it tasted a lot like the way this finishes, because it was like a frappuccino before there was ever a frappuccino.
Right.
Because it was a coffee milkshake, and it was really good. And even as a kid, I liked those things, and everybody in my family loved them. I don't know why. I guess they popped into my head because of this, but
well, then they've done a good job with this.
Yeah.
Apparently,
I dig this beer, and
I like it too.
I was a little leery, I will confess, reading through their website. I was like, I don't know what to make of these guys. I don't know, like how I feel about the way they presented everything. But that's also, to be perfectly honest, why I took a sip of it before I brought it out here to the table. But this is a good beer.
It is.
I mean, I gotta hand it to them. This is a really, really solid offering. We probably shouldn't both sip at the same time. Or keep the airtime full. I started listening to podcasts and suddenly I'm an expert.
Are we supposed to talk?
I guess we're supposed to talk during this. I haven't figured. Maybe that's what we're doing wrong.
Yeah. Too much dead air.
Yeah, these beers are a lot of fun, man. These big beers. I mean, you only want to sit down with this much of this kind of a beer because it will get you where you're going.
I suspect as this gains room temperature, that it will probably open up a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's something we've talked about many times, that a lot of these beers need to warm up.
Right.
And they've got to get to 50 or sometimes 60 degrees before they reach, full expression.
Well, I do like this.
And this drink's as easy as it possibly can. I mean, this is a really dangerous 10%er.
Well,
There's
anything else, sir?
Go visit these guys in DC. They'll give you 1-day delivery.
If you can find them.
Right.
If you can find them.
It may not exist.
Yeah.
It may not exist.
So damn lucky. See you next time.